Okay, so we're gonna start in our backs. You're gonna lay down. That's a good thing, right? Sarah, you good? Okay. Until you're not good. Lay down, soles of the feet come together, knees come apart. So it's like a little butterfly on your back. You could be a butterfly with wings if you want. There you go. Anchor the insteps of your feet. Turn your palms open. Shut your eyes. I know that's the hardest part for a lot of us. You're afraid you may fall back to sleep. Right. And then just plop down, like literally let everything just go. Like there's nothing to worry about for the next 60 minutes, except your breath, which is going to happen naturally, hopefully. But if you just pause and be still and let your body just move through you, you will find some calmness. The inner thighs drop open, the lower back spreads across the mat, and the upper shoulder blades are down on the floor. Your neck is neutral. Your breath is flowing from the crown of your head all the way through your toes. Blink your eyes open. I gotta take you out before you go too deep and dark. Yeah, take your feet flat down to the floor like you're gonna go into a little bridge pose, but you're not. Extend your left leg forward so it's long and draw your right knee in towards your chest. Give it a little squeeze. So all you're doing is laying on your back, drawing your right knee towards your navel. And what I suggest is flex your left foot strong. Yes, your left foot strong. So the left side of your body stays anchored. Draw the belly in. Keep the neck nice and neutral. Just look up. Now keep the shape of your legs and just reach your arms forward. Just reach your arms forward alongside your body towards the front edge of the mat, but have the hands, the palms facing one another. Yeah. So rather than feeling like you're lifting from your neck, lift from your core, find a nice neutral neck and just look up. Float your left calf up off the ground an inch. Draw in. Scoop out your belly. You got it. Were you doing the wrong leg? It doesn't matter. Just whatever side you don't do, you'll do the other side. Extend your right leg straight up like you're walking in space and keep anchoring forward. Draw forward. So you're hovering, right leg up, left leg is hovering, feet are flexed. So you don't need the sweatshirt anymore. You got hot already. Reach forward with your arms, scoop out your belly, hold. If you're holding your breath, don't do that, breathe. Hold. Sorry. Okay. Lower the left leg and grab behind the right thigh. Yeah, and then let your right thigh just fall into your clasped hands. Yeah, and just give yourself relax your shoulders now, Kristen. Relax your head. And just let your right leg get real heavy into your clasped hands. You're creating a little basket. Yeah. And just feel the length of the back side of your body. And then let your right leg fall to the floor. It's immediately a little longer. Keep the right leg down, draw the left knee in, give it a squeeze. Just do this much first and just focus on squeezing the left leg in and flexing your right leg strong. Then keep everything the way it is. Keep the right calf down to start and just reach your arms forward. Just your arms go forward. Your neck is engaged, but your neck is not lifting. You're just keeping your shoulders and your neck very long. So you're scooping out your belly. There you go. So your neck does lift up off the ground, but you're not jerking it forward. There you go. Shoulder blades lift up higher. There you go. Pull yourself up. Now float the right calf up off the ground, just an inch. The right calf up off the ground. So the left leg is bent, the right leg is strong, and your right calf is floating from the floor. You're hovering in space. You got it. Stay with it. Breathe. You're turning blue. Extend your left leg straight, flex both your feet. So your legs are split in half. Remind yourself that you're lifting from deep within your belly as you draw your arms forward. Flex both your feet. It's going to help. So your lower back is like cemented to the ground. You're scooping out your belly. Isometric core work if you're just tuning in. 2 more breaths. Relax the right leg down. Grab behind the fleshy part of your left thigh and let your left leg fall heavy into your hands. So it's like a way to stretch your hamstring that's not so intense, but you feel. Just let your body feel. Let the shoulders draw down the back. Good. Let the left leg fall to the floor. Bend both knees into the floor like bridge. Pull the torso up, okay? Pull the torso up, pause. So now both feet are down, your lower back is down, your arms are reaching forward. Keep the lift of the upper shoulder blades and the scooping out of the belly. Lift your legs on an angle that works for you. If you need less intensity, the legs will go straight up like this, okay? The more intense is gonna be halfway. You can decide. Bend your legs back in half, feet anchor, lift higher, deep within your belly. Exhale your breath, let it go. So just a few like this. Pull yourself up. Lift your legs on any angle that works. Rebend the legs, feet anchor, lift higher. Exhale the breath, let it go. You should start to feel something. Pull yourself up. Lift your legs on an angle. Rebend the legs, feet flat, lift higher. Exhale the breath, let it go. Pull yourself up. Lift your legs on an angle. Pause here or lower your heels and tap them down. Lift them back up. You're like, I shouldn't have done that. Bad choice. Bend your legs, lift higher. Exhale, let it go. Last one, thank God. Pull yourself up. Lift your legs on an angle. You can stay here. You don't have to move on. Lower your heels if you're looking for pain. Pull your legs back up. Rebend the legs, lift higher. Exhale the breath, let it go. Hug your knees in, squeeze. Rock and roll. Cross the ankles, step to a dog. You've never been so happy to get to a down dog. Yeah, because it feels so easy after doing that. Take up a lot of space on your mat this morning. Yeah, your feet could be about hips width distance. You can bend behind your knees as much as you need. Let your head just go heavy. Anchor through your thumbs, your index finger, your baby finger. Pick a drishti, known as your focal point. Spread your toes really wide and breathe your hips up off your shoulders. So it's so interesting when you start the practice, you feel kind of like you can't focus, like you're scattered. Sometimes you feel like that the entire practice, and that's actually quite normal. But see if you can start to calm your mind. Because the more you calm your mind using your breath, your body follows in that pattern, which is what we all need. Roll forward to plank position. So from dog to your first plank, sometimes you need to kind of work it out a little. Yeah, and so if you need to walk your feet back or your hands a little forward, that's fine. Know the modification. Your knees can immediately drop if you need support. I'm like, I need a lot of support. I need a lot of emotional support. So if you need emotional support, sometimes your body needs to be supported, right? Be okay with taking modifications. So lead with your chest. And yes, when I say lead with your chest, don't lead with your neck. Your neck stays neutral and you want to actually feel like you're pulling your chest through your body. That's the best way I could describe that. Your core should be nice and fired up. Bring more weight forward onto your tippy toes. Feel the breath running through the crown of the head to your heels. Good. Take the round out of your upper back. There you go. Pit of the belly draws in, outer arms hug under you and hug in. Stay with it. It's okay. All hell breaks loose here in the backyard. Halfway down to a push-up chaturanga. It could be a micro bend too. You can drop your knees. You can support. Re-straighten your arms to a plank position in one piece. Arms and legs straight, hips up and back dog. Roll forward, plank position. Do it again. Bend your elbows, any amount, no more than halfway though. Fix your eyes forward. Straighten your arms to a plank position. Hips up and back down dog. You've never wanted an up dog so bad. Roll forward plank. Bend your elbows in half, pause. It could be a micro bend. Drag yourself through that up dog. It's enjoyable because you're finally here. Anchor through your hands, press to the tops of the feet, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Take a full breath out. Look to the top of the mat. Take 2 big steps to get there this morning. Feet can have a little separation if that feels best. Come to the fingertips, long spine, or hands to your shins, but soften the shoulders down the back. You can bend behind the knees as much as you need. Exhale, fold into yourself. Let your head go. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer, drop your arms. So here we are, we got to get grounded. Yeah, most of us do. If you don't need to get grounded, I don't know why you're here. Stretch your arms up. Dive over, bend knees forward, fold, let your head go. Come to the fingertips to prepare. Plant your palms, 2 big steps to get you back to plank. Then you decide how much you're lowering to your push-ups. So some of us drop our knees, some of us just hold plank. So you find a push-up that works. Then you slide yourself through your up dog, baby cobra. If lower back is sensitive, maybe you'll omit. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. And know that you can simply just hold your down dog too, if doing all that stuff doesn't interest you. Look to the top of the mat, 2 big steps to get you there. Yeah. Long spine, keep the weight forward. Exhale, fold into yourself. Root to rise, come all the way up. Yeah, hands to prayer at heart. Drop your arms. Here we go. Arms reach straight up towards the sky. Dive over, bend knees forward, fold. Long spine to prepare. Step, step to plank. So if you're just stepping, you're going to alternate your step, if you could remember. Halfway to your version of a push-up or something that resembles a push-up. Drag yourself through an upward facing, downward facing, hips press back. More breath, more feeling, less emotion. Just move through it. Look to the top, step, step, or float. If you feel like you can hop without rolling, go for it. Long spine, weight stays forward. Exhale, fold into yourself. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer, drop your arms. Here we go, arms reach straight up towards the sky. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Long spine to set you up. Step, step to plank. Yeah, halfway to your version of a push-up. Less is more here. Up dog pulls you through. If you're lucky today, you get hit by an egg form. You knock yourself out. Downward facing dog. Look to the top, arms stay straight, step, step, or float your feet to your hands. Long spine, keep your weight forward. Exhale, fold into yourself. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer, drop your arms. Arms reach straight up towards the sky, keep going. Dive over, bent knees forward, fold. Long spine to prepare, plant your palms, step or float through your vinyasa. You can just step to a dog, you can hold and you can engage. Up dog is smooth, legs pressing firm, tops of the feet pressing firm, hips up and back, downward facing. Look to the top of the mat, step or float your feet through. Long spine, weight is forward. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up, anchor. Drag the hands to prayer, drop your arms. Last one, arms reach big. Look up a little with your eyes, it helps the energy. Dive over, bent knees forward, fold. Long spine to prepare. Step or float through your vinyasa. Make it smooth, make your transitions work for you. Up dog. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Roll forward to plank. The honeymoon is over. Jody's like, there was no honeymoon for me. We went right to divorce. We went right to divorce. Yeah, take your right knee and slide it to the outside of your right tricep. So this doesn't divorce us. I don't know what's gonna happen. Yeah, right knee goes towards the outside of the right tricep. But listen, if it doesn't go so close, don't get all caught up with it. You can also drop the knee and you do a version that's kind of like, I've made this up a while ago. This is like, I'm not quite there and I want to take part. Hug the right knee straight in. Your arms are straight up and down. You're scooping out your belly. It's kind of how we were before on our backs. Look forward with your eyes, land your right foot smack in between your hands. Pause. Come to your fingertips. Turn your back foot on a strong angle. It's a warrior 1 foot, a warrior 2 foot, excuse me, warrior 2. So your right heel intersects your back left arch. Sarah, I'm going to come with a block for you. Take the block to the instep of the right foot. Caddy the block here. It can go super high if you know your hips are tight. I'm going to bring blocks. Plant the palms. Lean back into the inside of your right leg and then slide your left arm up. Yeah, totally need the block because it's going to help you get into your hip. Open up the back foot a tiny bit more. And it's going to be a little easier. Good. So your right arm is resting on the inside of your right leg on a block for the majority of you. Grip your right hip underneath you. That's the hardest part. And then spread your collarbone, your chest, and look up. If you feel inclined to do something with your left arm, not all of us feel we need to do anything with the left arm except stretch it up. Your hand can come to your hip. You can even wrap it behind you for a half bind, only if that feels good for the shoulder, for the chest, for the collarbone, for the body. If not, just stay as you are. Grip the right hip underneath you. Yep. And keep turning your bottom ribs, Kristen. Turn them up. There you go. Get heavy in your legs and just breathe. Stay with it. Heavy in your legs. Stay with your breath. Not too much emotion here. Warrior 2, pull yourself out of it. So now everyone's facing open. Yes. Get heavy in your legs. Let your tailbone lengthen. And everybody look back towards their left arm. Reach back more so your left arm reaches towards the back edge of your mat. And then even yourself out. You can pick your drishti to any spot. Your drishti is your focus. You can look anywhere that works for you. I just don't recommend looking to the floor. Yeah. You could even practice closing your eyes. Roll your inner right thigh open. Yeah. So you want your inner right knee to roll to the outside of your right baby toe. Breathe your collarbone open. The sensation that you feel in your legs or your arms is a temporary sensation, doesn't last forever. It's just a feeling. Are you clenching your toes? Are you clenching your jaw? Probably. So see if you could let go of that and stay. 2 more breaths. Your eyes are closed. Come back to us. Straighten the right leg on track. Take your hands to your hips. Pivot your right toes in. Your feet are now parallel. Maybe even a little tiny bit pigeon-toed in. Clasp your hands behind your back if this is available. Bend behind your knees. Open your chest. Go down the center. Let your head go. Now, anytime you forward fold like this, anytime you forward fold in general, if the hands clasp doesn't feel good, you let it go and just have your hands down, which is like Kristen's doing. I recommend bending behind your knees and transferring your weight into the balls of your feet. Let your head go. Drape your body down in between your legs. Pull up on the arches of your feet. Use the outer blades of your feet. If your hands are clasped, slide your hands to your hips. If your hands are on the floor, slide your hands to your hips. Come halfway up. Anchor through your feet and your legs. Come the rest of the way up. Open up your arms wide so your wrists are directly underneath your ankles. You got it. From your right hip, just turn your right toes forward. Just the right toes turn forward. Turn your left toes in like an inch or 2. You got it, Anna. Perfect. Broaden the collarbone. Reach with your right hand. Find triangle. If you need a block, if reaching for your shin doesn't quite work, block can go to the outside of your calf. Slide it back a little bit, Jody. You'll be in good shape. I always keep a soft bend behind the right knee because we want to avoid hyperextension. Grip your hips in strong underneath you and find the extension from your waist, from the side of your hip to your armpit, and then look up towards the beautiful sky. Yeah. Breathe the chest open. You can even practice spreading your toes wide. I feel like sometimes I pick them up and then place them back down and I can feel a little more. There's a sensation of leaning back. It's not like a tremendous sensation. It's subtle. Stay with it. Look to the floor, circle both hands to frame the front foot. Let your left heel pop up. Walk the right foot a little to the right if you feel like your stance got a little tight. Tent the left fingertips or slide a block underneath the left hand. Reach your right arm up. You go right into an easy twist from the ground up here. If it's too much for your lower back, your block will be very helpful underneath your hand. Grip the right hip in strong. Activate your back leg. Yeah, just have your hand on your lower back. Even having your right hand, Kristen, on the top of your right thigh, press down and just think about drawing the shoulder blades together like 2 inches. And that's going to give you a little bit more, and it's a little less with the shoulder. Nice work, everyone. Look to the floor. If your hand's on a block, you kind of have to just kick the block forward. I want you to tent the left fingertips, drop the left knee. I'm going to peel open to this version of side plank that I've been teaching. So it looks like this. So your left hand is down, your left knee is underneath your left hip, and your right leg extends up, right arm up. Yeah. So it's like a little half moon. You got it. Perfect. Flex the foot. You know what you could try, Maria? Curl the left toes into the mat and swing it a little bit more towards the table, like the foot back a little behind you, and then you may have a little more stability. Two more. Look down, listen carefully, right hand to the floor, pivot the left toes around, the right leg is lifted. You're in this half little planky thing here. Yeah, half tabletop position. The right leg is fired up behind you and it's floating up off the ground. Lift your hips up to a 3-legged down dog now. Breathe your right leg up. Try and keep your body very neutral. So that means you're not opening anything. Everything is squared off towards the mat. Look forward with your eyes, land your right foot all the way forward and through. It's the same leg. Turn your back foot on an angle this time. Warrior 1, come on up. Yeah. Walk the right foot over to the right so you have a wider positioning before your hips. Yeah. Spin your left waist forward. Get heavy in your front thigh and use the outer blade of your back foot. Look up a little with your eyes. So you're in this first warrior, just breathing. Then deep into your front thigh. Hands come down to frame your front foot. You move through a vinyasa that works for you. So that's plank to a push-up, chaturanga, to an up dog. And then we meet in a downward facing dog together. Roll forward to plank. Take your left knee to the outside of your left tricep, I know. Outside of left tricep, you can always drop your right knee down if you need a little support. Just in the general direction, kind of like a dog at a fire hydrant. Hug the knee straight in towards the center line of the body. Your arms are straight up and down. Your back leg is strong for most of you. Look forward with your eyes. Step your left foot forward. Be on your fingertips. Turn your back foot on a strong angle. You're going to intersect your foot. So your front foot intersects with your back right foot. Take your block to the inside of your foot. Yeah, lean back into the inside of your left leg. Use the back of your tricep. Peel your right arm open. This is the variation from the ground up. Play with the height of your block. Everybody needs a little something different. That looks great. Really nice, Dara. Yeah, go high with it. It's going to help the hip open even more. Nice, Amy. Grip the hip in strong. Use the strength of your right leg. It's pretty powerful. If you feel inclined to add in anything with your right arm, your hand can slide to your hip or it can wrap behind you. So it just depends on your body and your needs. Yeah, I like coming to my fingertips because I find it gets me out of my shoulder and out of my wrist. So it's just something you can play with. Not for everyone. Now, when you do that, you got to continue to grip your left hip underneath you and turn your bottom ribs as you look up. And this is kind of where you want to just run for the hills, like I was this morning, where you just run away. You want to run away. Yeah. The last little bit of the pose where you hold, your mind and body don't always meld together. But if you give it a moment, sometimes you find your way through. Warrior two, come on up. Look towards your right hand for a second and give that right arm a little bit of energy. Breathe your collarbone and your chest open. Turn up the inside of your left knee. So you want to roll it open. Get heavy in your legs. Enjoy the sound of that car that I hear a lot. Lengthen your tailbone and maintain calmness. Close your eyes and just be still. Straighten the left leg, thank gosh. Take your hands to your hips, pivot the left toes in. Interlace your hands opposite grip if you did. Breathe the chest open, bend behind your knees and fold forward. Turn your toes, Amy, just a little bit more forward. Yeah. Yeah, and if it doesn't feel good for the shoulder blades, just have the hands down directly underneath you and let your body just fold in half. The trick with the forward folding is soften behind your knees a little bit, even if you know you're okay going down this way. And transfer your weight forward into the balls of your feet. Let your head, your neck, everything just go. Good, Sarah, more weight forward. Come up halfway, pause, slide your hands to your hips, get grounded and pull yourself up the rest of the way. Reopen your arms. From your left hip, turn your left toes forward, only your toes. And then right toes have to pivot in a little. Reach out, slide your left hand to your shin or to a block to the outside of your calf muscle. Place the block up any direction that works for you. So if you want, you don't need the block at it, you're good. Right arm straight up. Focus on gripping your hips underneath you. Yeah, it's almost like you're moving the pant leggings up your leg. Breathe your chest open. Lean back a little bit, Jody. You may find a little bit. I'm telling you, you're going to get yourself knocked out. The elements of nature. Stay with it. The moments you get to pause in the poses are awesome. Enjoy them. Even if the acorn knocks you out. Look down with your eyes. Circle the hands to frame your left foot. Pivot your right heel up. So now you're in this low lunge. Slide a block underneath your right hand. If you need it, peel your left arm open. Just reminding you, you can always have your hand on the top of the thigh and kind of gather that left thigh under you and just be here and breathe your chest open. You got it. Back right leg is strong. Good. Grip the left hip underneath you, twist open. Look down, kick the block out, tent the right fingertips and move your right hand forward like an inch. Drop the right knee and pivot the right toes out. Open your left hip up for a version of side plank with your right knee down. You got it. That's why I'm showing you, because it's good. I personally need visuals. Yes, flex the left toes. Yeah. Yeah, be on your right fingertips, guys. It's gonna really get you to use your side core. And then look up. Eyes to the floor, both hands come down, pivot the right toes behind you. You're in a half tabletop. Your left leg is floating in space. Grip your outer arms in and then lift your hips up, three-legged down dog. Try not to open your hip. Neutralize your pelvis, plug down evenly with your hands. Scissor your inner thighs together. Then look forward and slide your left foot all the way forward and through. Turn your back foot on a strong angle, come up warrior one. So here we are, first warrior on the left side. Right rib spin forward. You bend deep into the standing left thigh. Breathe your chest forward. Hands come down to frame your front foot. Move through your version of a vinyasa. That could just be going back to a dog, pausing, getting yourself together and being still for a moment. We're all going there anyways. Look to the top, step or float your feet there. Long spine on the inhale, weight is forward. Exhale, fold. Sit into chair, weight moves into your heels. Our least favorite posture right now. Weight in your heels, guys. Stick your butt back. Anything can happen with your arms. You just want your arms going up and the lower half of the body moving down. So if you need to cactus your arms, that's fine. If you need your hands in prayer, your hands on your hips, because something's happening with your shoulders, do that. Press up to stand up, drag your hands to prayer, drop your arms. Here we go, from the top. Arms reach up, sit deep chair. Dive over bent knees forward, fold, let your head go. Come to the fingertips to prepare, step or float through your vinyasa. Up dog slides you through, hips up and back, down dog. Right foot lands, back foot turns, warrior one. Yeah, and if it doesn't feel great for your leg, you can have your heel lifted and be in crescent lunge too. You got it. Hands come down, plank position. Move through your vinyasa or skip. Up dog, hips up and back, downward facing. Left foot forward, back foot turns, warrior one. You want to get that back foot really secure if you're going for it. Hands come back down, plank position. Chaturanga Dandasana, upward facing, hips up and back, down dog. You pause in down dog, you breathe. Look to the top, arms stay straight. You could step, you could float your feet through. Long spine, weight stays forward. Exhale, fold in half. Sit again into chair, weight moves into your heels. Press up to stand up. Drag your hands to prayer, drop your arms. Arms reach up. See, the sweatshirts are coming off. Sit deep, chair. Dive over bent knees forward, fold, let your head be free. Come to the fingertips to prepare, step or float through your vinyasa. Up dog, anchor through the tops of the feet, press through your palms. Good, hips up and back, down dog. Right foot forward, back foot turns, warrior one, you're getting in your groove. Back down we go, plank position. So if you're moving a little slower or faster, that's okay too. Everyone's different. Down dog, left foot lands, back foot turns, warrior one. Hands come down, plank position. Chaturanga, upward facing, hips up and back, downward facing, be still. Look to the top, step or float your feet there. Long spine, keep that weight forward. Exhale, fold into yourself. Sit again into chair, weight moves into your heels. Press up to stand up, drag it to prayer, drop your arms. Arms slide straight up, sit deep, chair. Like really let your lower half of the body drop. Dive over bent knees forward, fold. Come to the fingertips to prepare, step or float through your version of a vinyasa. Good, upward facing slides you through. Hips up and back, downward facing. Okay, land your right foot forward, turn your back foot strong. Warrior one, but you're gonna pause in warrior one. All right, so here we are, first warrior. Spin your left ribs forward, drop your arms by your side body. Clasp your hands if you can behind your back. So bend deep into the standing right leg. Peel your left ribs a little bit more forward and then bend forward into humble warrior. So I think I taught this last week. Your stomach can rest on the top of your right thigh, totally fine. Or you could work on kind of caddying in there. Your right shoulder snuggles to the inside of your right knee, but your legs stay in warrior one position. Yeah. So go with what feels like you're getting the most of what you need. The outer blade of your back left foot is really secure, and you keep turning your left ribs forward. Grip your right hip strong underneath you. You got it. Let your head go if you're a little deeper into the pose. Yes. Stay with it. So press strong through your legs, like really press through your legs and just start to bring your torso up. Just bring your torso up. You're still in warrior one legs. Good. So straighten your right leg on track. You're gonna need to step your back toes in a little bit and pivot your torso a little bit more forward. Right. Inhale the breath, the legs are straight, the hands are still bound if it's available. Exhale, fold over straight leg, let your head go. If you get here and you feel kind of topsy-turvy, you can always separate your hands around your front foot, around the front foot on the floor. or place your hands onto blocks if you feel like you can't support the pose. Breathe your right hip up though. Yeah, so you're trying to neutralize your lower back and your pelvis. You know what I would do, Anna, is walk the right foot a little bit towards the right. And if you need to split your hands and be in more of this traditional parza like this, with the hands down, this is fine. So kind of steer your belly and your torso over your front thigh, and that's going to give you a little bit more evenness to the pose. So if your hands are still clasped behind you, all I need you to do is let go of your hands like you're holding a block behind your back. So have your palms facing one another and squeeze your triceps. All you're doing is envisioning a block in between your hands now, and you're still folding forward. Everybody's going to press strong through the legs and the feet. You're going to come halfway up and pause. Really reach your arms back wherever you are. So you're just hovering over your front thigh. There's a soft bend behind the right knee, and your back leg is super strong. Now your right palm is going to go to the flat part of your right back, the flat part of your back, and your left arm is going to slide forward. You're still in this hovering position. So right hand's on the flat part of your back, and the left arm is reaching forward, and you're hovering kind of in this warrior three kind of thing with your feet down. Left hand is going to rest on the front of your right shin or a block. If you feel like that's going to give you a little more, go high on the instep of your leg and then begin to look to the right. You're moving into a twisting triangle here, but it's very deliberate. Steer your hips back and grip your hips in underneath you. If you can then extend your right arm up towards the sky, go for it. Anna, take a smaller step, drag your back foot in. And Jody, walk your left foot towards Kristen a little bit and give yourself more positioning. So wider in your feet. So walk your left foot more that way. So it's more like this. Hips width distance between your 2 feet. Yeah, you got it. Perfect. And then try again. These look wonderful. Everyone looks really sad though. Twist open and smile. It's Friday, I think. I think it's Friday. I seriously didn't know what day it was yesterday. I just knew that I was like, ooh, backwards. Yeah. Grip the hips underneath you. Good. Look down. Place both hands to frame your front foot. Step to a down dog. When you get to down dog, roll forward plank. Good. Drop to your forearms for forearm plank. Lengthen your tailbone. Yep. Lean on your right forearm for forearm side plank. Now your right arm can turn in at any angle. You don't have to have it forward towards me. Try turning it. You can also drop your bottom knee. You can recreate that version of side plank I showed you before. So you can do it, Amy, like this, like with your arm down and your knee underneath you and the left arm up. So it's a forearm side plank. Perfect. Top arm can drift forward towards me if you want a little more. That's up to you. Kristen, straighten that bottom arm. There you go. Now you're out of your shoulder and your neck. Look down, forearm plank, do it slow. Do it really slow. Plank position, slow. Hips up and back, down dog. Land your left foot forward, turn your back foot strong, warrior one, come on up. Steer your right ribs forward, bend deep into that first warrior so your front leg is bent. Drop your arms by your side body. You can remember the grip, go for it. Interlace opposite grip. It's generally the side that feels less comfortable. Steer your right ribs forward, press strong through your back leg, and then bend a little deeper in your front thigh. Then come forward for your humble. So back in the old days, like when I was first doing yoga, the olden days, right? I would think like you had to get in so deep to this pose to make anything happen. Now in my new ancient times, yes, I do a little less and I feel actually a lot more and feel better. So don't be afraid to back off is what I'm trying to say. Just stay with your breath and the feeling that you have in your body. And if the feeling is making you angry, you've done too much. Yeah, it's so simple. There's no one to impress, right? Anchor strong through your legs and your feet. Start to bring your torso up, but try and keep your hands clasped. You're still in warrior one legs. So pull your torso all the way up, rise up, and then straighten your left leg. And then if you need to scoot your back foot in about an inch, turn your right toes before you go forward towards the door. Keep going, turn the right toes, keep going, turn the torso, and then come down, fold. Yeah, so the thing with the pelvis is that it doesn't feel neutral, it's hard to balance. Walk your right foot, have it forward towards me, completely forward. So mimic me. Left foot forward, yeah. And then have your hands on your hips and just fold, and then place your hands down. So much better. Yeah, the bound hands is just an option. Not everyone is gonna feel good doing that. So work with yourself. You look good, Sarah, stay with it. Good, if your hands are bound, all I need you to do is just let go of the clasp and actively reach your hands kind of up towards the ceiling, but turn your hands, Holly, to face one another. So it's like you're squeezing something. Outer triceps grip in. Anchor strong through your legs, and everybody pull themselves just halfway up. So you're kind of like you're gonna go into a warrior 3. Steer your left hip back, press strong through your back right quadricep and foot. Slide your left hand, the palm, to the flat part of your back, and then reach your right arm forward like we're shaking hands. So left palm on the flat part of your back, right arm reaches forward and you're hovering. Grip the hips in strong, press firm through your feet. Right hand rests in the front of the left shin or a block. I go inside a foot for the majority of us, and then begin to look left. Steer the hips back and underneath you. And then if you're ready to move on, the left arm extends up. The alignment there looks fantastic. Really nice work. So you got to keep gripping your hips in strong. Yeah. And then come to your breath and twist open a little more. Look down, place both hands to frame your front left foot. Walk your left foot to the center of your mat. Just move your block to the right if it's in the way. Step your feet together and sit into a big, bold chair pose. Slide your hands to prayer. If you get here and it doesn't feel good in the lower back, separate your feet, give yourself some space. Inhale your breath, hook the elbow, twist to the right. You can air twist as well. Just watch that your left knee doesn't slide past your right. So keep both your legs very even, very heavy in your legs. The twist is coming from the little baby ribs. Everything else is really neutral and aligned. Open up your arms if you want more, or just stay and be content. Strong legs, strong mind, strong breath, chair pose. Stay with it, guys. Drag the hands to prayer. Inhale that breath, hook the elbow, twist to the left. Get in there. And once again, the hardest part is the right knee likes to move past the left. That's coming from your hip. So try and keep everything very even. Yeah. And do a little less if you feel like you're pulling yourself forward. Nice, Anna. Good alignment. Weight stays in your heels. Really great. I think it's the pink shirt. It's a good color. Yeah. Yeah, it just gives you confidence. It makes you cool. Stay with it, Maria. Chair pose. I'll save you. I'll save you while I can. Chair. We're going to be at a tournament all weekend. This is going to be our potty stance. Yeah, if we need to go to the bathroom, we're practicing now. Shoot up the stand up. Hands to prayer. Drop your arms. All right, we're going to put it all together, guys. Here we go. Stand on your left leg. Draw your right knee in towards your chest. Start like this. I always start like this because some days this is all you can do, and this is okay. If you're going to move on, hook the big toe, take your left hand to your hip. Do everything in steps. Don't assume that you can go there, and be okay with staying here. You fall out 100 times, you fall out 100 times. Extend your right leg forward. Remind yourself you're kicking with the strength of your hamstring, and you're not just kicking your hip forward. Slide your left arm up. Good. You can do all of this with a bent right knee, and you can get plenty from the practice. Try not to draw your leg towards you. Have your hand directly over the front of the knee. Good. You're going to switch the grip. So if the leg is forward, you're going to grab the outside of your foot. This is called dancing Shiva, and the right arm back. This can also be done with a bent knee. Hand to the outside of that knee, right arm reaches back. Your goal is to eventually look right or look back. Nice, Amy. Stand up a little taller and breathe your chest open. Pull around to center. Good. Arms up, leg, just bend it in half for me right now. Just bend it in half and then drop your arms. Interlace your hands behind your back if this is available to you. With your leg bent to start, move through a warrior 3. Do it really slow. If you need to use your hands on the blocks, of course, do so. Don't open your hips. Keep everything very neutral towards the ground. Look forward a little. And then lift your chest a little higher than everything else as you flex your right foot really strong. If you need the blocks, you place them underneath your hands. Soften behind your left knee, everybody. So bend it a little bit. And like a pendulum swinging, you're going to stand up. Don't let your right foot touch the ground. Extend the right foot forward. Your arms are behind your back. You're going to sweep them now up towards the sky. Lift it a little higher. Cross the right ankle over the left thigh and sit back into that chair, but you're in a figure 4. If you need to use your hands to kind of encourage the right thigh to move back, do that. Flex the right foot strong. Really get heavy in your hips. Start to reach your arms forward. And then fingertips can come down to the floor of the blocks. Flex the right foot around the left tricep. See if you can hook it. So hook your foot, Holly, around the outer part of your left tricep. There you go. Now, then you'll work here. This is the best spot to be. You're creating this little ledge. Nice. So flex your foot, Anna, around. So bend your arms and bend deeper. And there you go. Flex it around the outside. There you go. That's the spot. That's where you want to be. Then look forward. And when you look forward, breathe your chest forward. You can use blocks too. Stay with it. Hands to your hips at the same time. Pull yourself up. Lower your right foot to the down to the floor. It might not be so graceful. And just stand. Stand on your right leg. Draw your left leg in. Oh my God, there's a lot of whining, silent whining here. Silent whining happening. Hug the knee in. You're gonna have a tantrum. I'll go get the treats. Grab below the kneecap. Extend the right arm up. Do everything in steps. Hook the big toe if you're moving on. Extend the leg forward. So what happens on the right side might not happen on the left. Soften the hip, Steph. So think about your left hip. And when you extend your leg forward, you're not pulling your leg up. The hip and the pelvis stays neutral. So it may look like this. Keep that left leg moving forward, even if the knee is bent, who cares? Switch the grip. So now you're gonna grab the outside of your foot or just the outside of your leg, and you'll twist open. The left arm reaches back, maybe your eyes can go back. Breathe your chest open. Stand up a little taller. Flex the foot. Keep the lift of the leg, keep the lift of your energy. Pull your eyes around, bring your arms up and just bend your leg in half for a moment. So the leg is bent and the arms are reaching up. Drop your arms by your side body. Clasp the hands one more time today. Pull the chest back. With your left leg bent, soften the right leg. And first we're gonna float back to warrior 3. So use a block out in front of you if you feel like your balance needs a little support. Lift your chest a little higher. Soften behind the standing right leg and flex the left foot strong like you did on your back earlier. Look forward with your eyes. Bend a little behind your right knee, guys, and keep your left leg long and strong and like a pendulum. Don't let it touch the floor. Slide the leg all the way forward. Lift it up straight out in front of you. So your left leg is lifted. Sweep your arms up. Flex the left foot and lift it higher. Cross the left ankle over the right thigh. With your arms reaching up, drop your seat in figure 4 chair. Flex the left foot strong. Keep reaching out in front of you. You can stay with this and just hover. Grip your left hip behind you. Flex the left foot. And then when you're ready, come down. Fingertips to the floor. Set up for your deeper ankle to knee. Flex that foot around the outside of your tricep. Slide blocks underneath your hands if reaching the floor isn't working for you. Yes, keep thinking hips back. Okay, so same thing on this side, Anna. You got it. You're going to flex that foot strong around the outside of the tricep, tent the fingertips, and bend deeper into your leg. Nice work. So now the trick is at the same time, start to come up, bring your hands to your hips, press up to stand, lower the foot down. Good. Inhale the breath, stretch the arms straight up towards the sky. Dive over bent knees, forward fold, let your head go. Come to the fingertips to prepare. Step or float through your vinyasa. Upward facing dog pulls you through. Hips up and back, downward facing. Roll forward to plank, drop to your forearms. Yep, I forgot to do the other side, so now we do it now. That's the beauty of yoga. You can kind of recreate as you create, right? You're in a forearm plank. Now you'll roll to your left side for forearm side plank. So make this work for you. If you need to modify, here's a modification. You can come up onto your fingertips. Yeah, the way I taught it earlier with the knee down, you don't have to be on your forearm. Top arm can wrap forward if you want a little more. Nice, flex the feet. Nice alignment. Good, forearm plank, do it slow. Forearm plank, do it slow. Forearm plank, do it slow. You got it. You got it. One hand at a time, plank position, pause. Bend your elbows in half chaturanga. Pull yourself through a smooth transition of up dog. Hips up and back, downward facing. Slide your right foot forward, crescent lunge. Sweep your arms up. Hands come to prayer at heart. Inhale the breath, lean out in front of you, hook the elbow and twist. Yeah, so this pose, I find when you do so much prep, it feels so much better. See if you can be on the ball of your back foot. You can always drop your knee, but keep your knee on an angle. Yeah, and then get in there. So look right or look up, Sarah. It's going to take the round out of your back. That's great. Grip your right hip in strong and get in there. So Jody, you can always drop your knee like I'm demonstrating here, and you may feel a little bit more stability and actually get more of a stretch to your hip flexor. Lean back a little bit, get in there. We're still in it. It didn't freeze. My Zoomers, we're still going. Look down, plank position. Just step right back, chaturanga. Upward facing, skim yourself through. Hips up and back, downward facing. Keep it moving, left foot lands back, heels lifted. Come on up, crescent lunge. Slide the hands to prayer at heart. Inhale the breath, lean out a little bit and hook the elbow and twist. Grip your left hip in strong, activate your back leg. Option of dropping your knee is always there. Lean back a little bit. Yeah. Nice work. So try not to fight through the last few breaths. Try to breathe through the last few breaths. Activate your back right quadricep more and squeeze the muscles around your glute as you twist open. Look down, place both hands to frame your left foot. Okay, so walk your left foot to the center of your mat. Yeah, and then slide your right knee right behind it and come down and sit. You're gonna sit into an Ardha Matsyendrasana, the seated spine twist. Okay, so slide your right foot out enough that you can sit both butt cheeks down and bend your left leg. So it's at the outside of the right thigh. Yeah, right hand comes behind you. Give your left leg, left leg a little squeeze, and then look over your right shoulder and twist. Now go the other direction and now hook the elbow. So you're stretching both ways today? Yeah. Perfect. Come to neutral. Slide your left leg back, half pigeon. If you need to step through a down dog, that's fine. And then fold here. You got it. Perfect. The top of the left foot should be down on the ground. Did you get backwards? We're right side half pigeon, yeah. Let yourself just kind of melt into it. Last couple breaths. Good. Place the hands underneath you, curl the toes into the mat, and just step to a dog for one breath. Just come to a down dog for a breath. Good. Roll forward to plank one more time. Bend your elbows in half, chaturanga. Drag yourself one last time up dog. This is it. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. So we have to get the other foot forward. So just slide your right foot into a low lunge. Yeah. And then step your left knee in and come down and sit. If you think you did this side for some reason, doesn't matter. You're gonna twist both ways. So first you're gonna go left. I want you to go left first. My left leg is underneath me. My right foot is over me. Go to the left first because it's a little bit of a different length. So create the length first as you get up out of your spine. Look left and then take that movement and go to the right. Good. And hook the elbow and squeeze and twist in. Yes, everyone's left leg should be down, except everyone did it except Steph and Anna on the wrong leg. Yeah. Okay. Come to center. Swing your right leg behind you because the goal was to be left side half pigeon. Doesn't mean we match our goals. We just try. Left leg forward or just slide back to a dog and slide your left leg forward half pigeon. Do you think you did half pigeon on the other side? Probably slide your left leg forward. Try that one. And then get the right foot flat to the ground. Yeah. Good. So we just want to get an even stretch. Okay, use the strength of your body, pull yourself up, lean onto the left side and just swing your right leg forward. Bend your legs in half. It's gonna look like this. So reverse tabletop today. Your hands are gonna face you. So the creases of the wrist face you, yes. Inhale your breath, lengthen your tailbone and lift up. Now, your neck is neutral. Yeah. And lift your tailbone all the way up so it's in line with your belly button. Perfect. Contract your thighs. Exhale your breath, lower down. For some reason, this isn't for you. You could always do bridge, supported bridge, okay? Here we go. You're gonna lift yourself up, exhale the breath, and try and move on the exhale breath. Press down, anchor through your feet. Feel your outer triceps grip in. Exhale the breath, lower down. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Once again, if this isn't for you, you back out of it. Flex the foot strong. So I like to do it like this first and then lift up. Open up your right thigh, grip your outer arms in. Lower the tailbone, then lower the foot. Cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Flex the foot strong. Inhale your breath. Exhale, lift up. And as you lift up, let your thigh drop open. There you go. Exhale your breath, lower your tailbone, then lower your foot. Both feet down one more time. Inhale your breath. Exhale, lift both legs. No, I'm just kidding. I just wanted to see if you were paying attention. It'd be kind of impossible. Exhale your breath, lower down. Take the arches of your feet together, sit up nice and tall, and fold. Baddha Konasana. Yeah, and play with this. If you wanted a little further forward, like a 5-pointed story, you can slide your arms underneath your sides of your calves and kind of wrap yourself like this. So that goes on the outside, perfect. And then you fold. Fold a little deeper. And pull yourself up nice and slow. Extend both your legs forward and with a little separation between your feet. Inhale your breath, stretch straight up. Exhale the breath, come forward for Paschimottanasana. And I like to do with a little separation between the feet. I find for the pelvis, it gives you a little bit more space to come forward. It's a little more hopeful. And then vertebrae by vertebrae, start to lower yourself down to the ground. You did it, lay down. The best part of the practice is here. Find complete rest. If you want to put your sweatshirt back on, do that. Complete breath and just let your body, and more importantly, your mind, just drop down into the floor. Take a big breath in. Take a full breath out. Give yourself a squeeze, a hug. Wrap your knees in. If you need to stay longer, if you're at home, you're welcome to stay longer. Rock yourself up in your own way and sit up nice and tall with your eyes closed. Your hands draw to the top of the knees, the shoulders draw down the back. And this to me is everything. When you get to the end of the practice and you have this sense of calmness, it's a win-win. Forget what movement you did. Just to be still in your own body, your mind and your breath. Hands to prayer. Bow your head for a moment. Soak it up. Lift your head, open your eyes. Namaste. Yeah, carry it with you for as long as you can, but hopefully at least to the car. or if you walked here. We'll do this again next week, guys. I'm going to stick to Wednesdays and Fridays. So my bathroom